and vibe. Baby girl, keep it real, no lies. She said she's 21, I said alright. If we don't be gonna speak your mind. I just wanna chill and vibe. 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 Baby, turn up, you know who to go turn up. Turn up, go turn up. Soon as baby turn up, you know who to go turn up. Go turn up. Soon as baby turn up, you know who to go turn up. Go turn up. Soon as baby turn up, you know who to go turn up. Let's start the show. Only good vibes. Only good vibes.
Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Hey.
Turtle. Yay. What's good, Sippas? This is your boy Buddha, and over there's the lovely
Baby.
And we coming to you again at 8 p.m.
Run it back.
with a live show.
Ha.
Sipping and conversation.
Sipping and conversations.
So you already know what I'm gonna say. We're gonna start this thing off like, how was your day, baby?
See, I'm gonna tell y'all, first of all, he like to do this so he can hurry up and run into it and beat me to the how was your day part.
Technical, hold on. First of all,
He like to do.
I'm not gonna beat you.
He be wanting to get that in. That's all. That, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let him be great.
That's how you feel, like.
But I had a wonderful day.
Oh, okay.
They got their coins.
Oh yeah.
They stay getting their coins these days. So, but I'm thankful. Whoop whoop. Got a job tomorrow to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Well then, how was your day?
Oh boy, they got the butter from the duck, boy. They got the butter from the duck. I'm just saying. Yo, people, when it comes down to crunching numbers, versus manpower, sometimes that shit just don't add up, man. Like, hey, the engineering plan says you need 23, but they want you to do with 23.
Yeah. They want to they need to get it in.
Yeah, but you might really need about 30 people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Listen, Sipples, how was your day and what you sipping on? We want to know from you what you doing. How was your day and what you sipping on? I'm just saying, right? Remember, we don't do a full show. We don't do a full length of time. I mean, okay, well, first of all, welcome Sipples, old and new. So old Sipples know that we will be on a significant period of time, and they also know we used to come on at 7:45, but now we on at 8 o'clock, right? And then we'll wrap up by 8:30, 8:40, and we done. And then we transition over to our audio streaming platform, which is Anchor.fm, which is our main host that shoots it out to all of our other, I think, 8 or 9 audio streaming platforms. All right. So if you're interested in hearing this on the audio, the extended version of what we talk about on the show, skedaddle over. Make sure you subscribe to Anchor.fm, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Breaker, Stitcher, Radio Public, Castbox, and there's a few others. All right. So we're on all the major platforms, and the ones that you probably heard me mention that you don't know, but they are actual audio platforms for streaming for podcasts and music, right? So that's where we at, right? What else? Last week, we talked about taking away your mate's options. Okay. And the extended version of what we talked about is on the aforementioned platforms. Feel free to skedaddle, that's my word tonight, skedaddle on over and catch up on what we talked about on the show as well as out on the live show, and then what we talked about on the audio. You can listen to both. You know, there'll be some things that you heard, and then there'll be some extra stuff that you didn't hear.
Tag, I'm in.
So I can do my thing.
So we talked about, as she said, we talked about taking away your mate's options.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we come up with these theories? How we take away your option? Let's say, for example, y'all live together and y'all money's close, and you know y'all put your money together as far as to bring the house up to par. You know, pay the rent, and, all your bills, car notes, and all this other stuff. Then you go out and spend extravagantly without necessarily confiding in your mate. You know, some couples have a dollar amount where you can spend up to $50. You really ain't got to say nothing to he or she, right?
Right.
Yeah, $50. Some people got $100, but then you go out there and spend $200-$300 on something that you wanted without discussing it.
Time out. No, it's not complicated, Joel. If you're talking about the platforms, you are always able to watch us here, but there are people that would like to listen anytime, anywhere, just hear it. You know, you may not be able to watch us, be interactive. So for the peoples that this is for everybody, we're a very diverse show, so you can see us, whoop, whoop, and you can just listen to us. You know what I'm saying? You know, the little quick 30-40 minute ride when you're in iPhone traffic and you want to get your little laugh and kicks and giggles on. That's where we're available, because you ain't gonna be able to watch us. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. All right, carry on, Maestro.
No, yeah, stuff like that. Let's say you're cheating, right? You're not giving your mate an option when you out there slinging ding-a-ling or doing whatever it is that you do. You know, vice versa. Why won't you try to just say, hey man, listen, I'm attracted to this woman and I might want to explore that. You might get killed in the process, but you at least gave her an option to say, I'm going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? However it may go. But what you shouldn't do, you should always communicate, regardless. However you look at it, you should always communicate your intentions. Don't assume that your mate is going to ride with you. They may or may not. She might say, hey man, I'm tired of this. Won't you get another woman to help you in this department? But I don't want to leave you long. You know, you never know. A man might say, man, god damn, I may not be able to front all the money every time you want to do something. Maybe you need to go get another man in order to help balance out this money. This money. You never know. Because, you know, for guys, if it don't make money, it don't make no sense, right? They can talk, hey, listen, man, he bringing money now. He paying bills. I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But see, if he paying bills, then you already know you got to share across the board. So is that really a thing that men are willing to do? Like, you know, women are a little bit more open-minded than men are, you know, when it come down to that kind of stuff, because we already know y'all men are very territorial. I mean, much like women, society as a whole is very territorial, but just saying, you know, I think women are a little bit more open to the conversation, at least. They may not necessarily entertain it, but, you know, you could probably finagle it enough if you've taken care of home. First and foremost, you don't just bring that subject up. You need to have secured the bag, secured home. Home is locked in, trust, honesty, loyalty, committed.
Hey,
all of that is in place.
Somebody got a knife.
Just saying.
I'm sorry. What's up, Lorika?
Some people can take it, some people can't, and it's not for everybody. So what else is something that you take away your mate's option? Like, for example, you know, like a lot of independent women, they don't feel compelled all the time to talk to their mate about decisions that they're making beforehand, because, you know, It's my money, I can do what you kind of get that, especially when for a significant period of time you've been doing it by yourself and this, that, and the third, and now you got to share your life with somebody. Sometimes that transition is hard, and sometimes he may not even be worthy enough, and to do it. But that leads into tonight's topic: toxic relationships.
What's good?
So,
how you doing?
Welcome, all of our sippers, old and new. Please, whatever you do, share that thing out there. You know what I'm saying? You can put it in the inbox. You can start a watch party. However you feel necessary to show your love. You know what I'm saying? Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Before we get started, let me slide in and unveil the latest shirt to the Buddha Sipping and Conversation collection. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you, this shirt says, I am a rich woman's fantasy and a poor woman's dream. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Yes.
I got nothing on there, okay? Y'all know I just laugh with him and let him be great, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with me, so, all right.
Well, dang, you came right in and said what we lied about. Well, I said what I said. I said I was a rich woman's fantasy and a poor woman's dream.
That's the lie. That's the tea tonight.
That's not the tea, but we're talking about toxic relationships.
Toxic relationships.
What's the first thing come to mind when you think toxic relationship, baby?
Well, first of all, back to what I was saying as far as that segue, which was like fantastically put out there. If you, man or woman, feel that your mate isn't worthy enough, then why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting time, period? You know what I'm saying? And then, because see what generally happens is the longer you stay in a situation that is relatively dead end, the more you are investing in where you at. So it makes it harder for you to, what's my word tonight? Ski-daddle.
Daddle.
It makes it a little bit harder for you to do it. And then now you caught up. Now the fish is on the hook, fighting to get up off that thing.
So that's how you feel?
You know what I'm saying? But you knew it, that it was time to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? When you saw uncertainties out the gate, or at least within the first 6 months. I don't know.
Toxic relationship. What makes a relationship toxic? In my opinion, let's start with over narcissism. If you're in a relationship, it's supposed to be a two-way street, right?
Mm-hmm.
When somebody overbears you with all it's got to be their way or the highway, that could lead towards a toxic relationship, especially when the other person don't have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They feel like they can't say nothing. Everything they do isn't right. Why is that? Because you're putting so much energy into the other person, right? That they forget, they lose who they are. That's one way a toxic relationship could manifest.
Yeah. And then I put this post. I posted this question with my ladies. And one person, they mentioned about generational. I don't want to say generational curses, but like it's a generational mentality where they haven't seen it, and so they just kind of continue to be a product of that environment, and
right.
That's how they they don't know that the situation is toxic because that's all they've been accustomed to.
Right. So, well, what you sipping on, baby?
Bacardi Limon and ginger ale.
And I'm sipping on some ginger ale and some Canadian Club with a lime juice. But absolutely, you're absolutely right. So let's say this. It could be generational curses to this thing. So if your granddaddy beat on women, then you watch your daddy beating on women, then You feel like it's okay to beat on women. It's adding on to what you're saying. If that's all you know is women beating or man beating, then when you get yourself into a relationship, you're looking for that frail person to beat on. Right. Because that's all you know. So vice versa, if you are the person that's always getting shitted on, if you got shit on as a kid, shitted on as a teenager, shitted on at your job, shitted on in most of your relationships, so when the next person come in line, if he don't shit on you, you think this relationship ain't for you.
Yeah.
He don't love you or she don't love you.
They're using it as a tool. To
Thank
gauge what love is, because what they saw, and then on top of that, they saw mama, grandmama, auntie, cousin, and them stay with the man that put his hands on them, and then the reverse psychology is they beat your ass, and just like like mamas, we I ain't gonna say tie them up, we discipline our children, and yet we find a way to hug them and tell them, most time, you say, I love you, and you try to reinforce why this disciplinary action had to take place. You know what I'm saying? And so then you stay and you're like, I know my mama loved me, I know I was wrong. You take some responsibility for what you did. But then now you're an adult and now your man beating on you, and then he turn around and he's taking you out to eat, buy you nice things, buy you a new car, buy you a house, shower you like that. Sometimes they just dump your ass in a corner too, and bitch, you gonna be great over there, okay? But when you see that, you get torn. And then one other thing they talked about too was kids. When you be in that situation, a lot of times the women, this is coming from the woman's perspective. Men, drop your comments below if you have ever been in a toxic relationship with the woman. Like the role might have been reversed.
I can feel that.
Especially in this day and age, it's happening.
Some badass kids can make any relationship toxic. Not having a voice, not being able to. If you're in a long-term relationship, right?
What you want me to do again, Vaughn? I'm sorry.
if you in a long-term, what's going on, Joy? What's going on, Vaughn, Joel, and others I may have missed. If you're in a long-term relationship, right, and you y'all been together, let's say 3-4 years, y'all live together, you got kids that ain't his, and vice versa, and then one of the children do something outstandingly disrespectful, right? But in the relationship, you don't have the opportunity to, stopgap or chastise the kid because the other person, moms usually do this. You can't talk to my kid no type of way. You can't put your hands on my kids because I can't put my hands on my kids. Mentality is run rapid. Back in our days, right? It took a village or a neighborhood to run a family, right? These days, you can't even side out a kid. I'm just saying that would definitely make if I can't tell your kid what's up and be able to share and have that dialogue with you about what I've done in order to correct the situation and everything be good, what's the point of being in that relationship?
Yeah. I mean, and like you said, that's coming from the male perspective. You know what I mean? Let me see. I wanted to go back over. I want to review something else. Because I one of the things that got brought up. But see, I wanted to address get the ladies' perspective.
I didn't do that with fellas, but
no, it's okay.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Because they did, one of the things they were like, men stay in toxic relationships too, which I do believe that. When I experienced a toxic relationship, it was the consistent lies and a lot of affection to compensate when he disappeared. Ooh. So what that was like when I asked, what are some signs? Like if you can recognize it, because everybody not created equal, but if you can recognize it while you're in the situation, what are some signs that'll let you know that this relationship is toxic?
What sometimes?
Yeah, signs.
You can't go a day without having an argument.
Mm-hmm.
You need to really consider why you with that person. You should your good days should outweigh your bad days. Man, they should. And like also like when you talking to your friend, if you ain't got nothing good to say about your significant other, you need to reevaluate your relationship.
Yeah. Somebody said, finding yourself crying more than smiling, making excuses to yourself and others for his or her behavior.
You're right.
So kind of, what you're saying, if you talk to your friends and you don't have nothing good to say.
You ain't got nothing good to say, man. If you're always upset, if your energy stays off and everybody around you knows it.
Yeah.
But then they also recognize when you ain't around them, when you ain't around them, you a better person.
Yeah.
That...
I mean, I've seen it. I don't recall personally being in a toxic relationship. Like, it may have I may have been, but then certain things triggered me. And so I did what? Ski daddle.
I got one for you. Fellas, hear me good. If you're always broke, and you can't understand why you broke because you got money. Ladies and gentlemen, your relationship might be toxic. Because you can't figure out where is this money going. Because you
swallow.
Where is this money going? Like, you ain't spending it on you. Obviously you taking care of the bills. But then if you look over there, your old lady is decked out on your expenses, but you can't really figure out why you broke.
Is he trying to attack me?
Negative, but you feeling some type of way?
Wait a minute now.
Hey, listen. You got your old money, but see, here's the thing. If you can't justify why you broke,
repetitive
brokenness, then you need to understand that
it might not necessarily be toxic, but it definitely requires some reevaluation.
It'll be toxic because as soon as a man as soon as he get tired of not having no money, woo.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying that maybe not toxic is because as men, you generally y'all don't, not all men. Listen, everything I say is not for all men and all women. This is across the board, okay? Because I already know nobody is created equal. But generally, on average, men don't shop. They go and get what they gonna get, and they up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with women, we stay in the store. Whether it's not just for buying us something, we buying the kids something. If kids involved, we buying stuff for the house. We buy their ass stuff.
Right.
So that's why I was just saying, like, it just because you broke, maybe you need another job. Not you, but
I mean, I feel it. I feel it. But what I'm talking about is a guy who got the job. You in your career. This is what you want to do. You making big money. That person. If he can't explain why he broke, there's a problem. But my man Rafiq said something. He hit it on the head. And I'm talking to the fellas and some of the ladies too may feel this way. If you're in a relationship, right, and you feel like you in jail, you feel like you can't express yourself, you can't do nothing but go to work at home, and everything you do must be on approval basis.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you might be in a toxic
relationship. Because as soon as if you can't even look and admire somebody else's beauty without getting
yeah.
My friend,
Like, or like you have to have a routine. Like,
Right.
if you first of all, you gotta be to work from 8 to 5. You get to leave the house at 7. If you leave the house at 6:45 because hey, I want to stop and get me some Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
Now it's an issue. Oh, you like Dunkin' Donuts now?
Oh,
you need
who
somebody
had Dunkin' Donuts?
Like,
who there?
You know what I mean? Like, damn, I wanted to get me something from Dunkin' Donuts on my way to work, and I want to make the time to get it and still be on route to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you get to work, they got to call you at 8:01 to make sure and they call you at your desk. Because you're supposed to be to work at 8 o'clock.
Well,
That's that control thing right there. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a toxic relationship.
Like I said, there's a lot of hours out there. You know what I'm saying? Man, and went, who. All these who's that? Who's this? Who's that?
Wait a minute, beating you? Ooh. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and say it, man.
Catching up. All right, okay, let me catch up. What's good, Sky? That's Butter Bliss. Sipping on a yoo-hoo. All right, what's good? Eat the cake. All right, that's so hard to get past. You can't love someone that's broken because they don't understand what to do with it. And that's another thing, when you come out of these toxic relationships, right? Mm. Yes, it's a lonely place. Yes, it's a broken place. Yes, it's a confused place to be. That limbo that you're in, transitioning. Because you got, you're trying to figure out, was it my fault? And then between figuring out if it was your fault and figuring out and mad because you knew that motherfucker wasn't worth it, your time, and you wasted so much time, so you going back and forth, and then I just want somebody to love me. You know what I'm saying? And then now somebody got to get when you get back out there, you got too much guards up because the last thing you want is to repeat that which took place for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so in an effort to protect yourself, you become too guarded. Now here comes somebody that's full of energy, full of life, open-minded, accepting of your past and this, that, and the third, and yet you then become that aggressor that you just got away from. So it's like, what do you do at this point? Know what I'm saying? At this point, you know, now how am I going to treat, how am I to help you get beyond that to break that barrier down? At the very least, to know that it was that motherfucker that you should have been left. It ain't my fault. Now, I'm going to pull back from you because you're resisting. I don't got time. I done already opened myself and told you that I'm here for you and this, that, and third. I'm willing to walk with you and get you through this, this little level you at. But you got to be willing to do something for yourself too, which is let it go.
Let that hoe go.
So that's a big thing, the moving on part. But I'm sorry to hear that you had a woman that put their hands on you, because that's totally
You're not alone, brother.
That's not good. That's not healthy.
We've all been there.
It really is a difficult thing. You find yourself fighting battles of a person's past that are not even your fault, and it usually leads to the relationship's end. Absolutely. I was not permitted to leave the house, got 400 pounds, all of that. Walking on eggshells. Ski daddle. Absolutely. That's the word for the night. Hashtag ski daddle. I had a boyfriend sit in front of my jaw while I was working. I ski daddle. I spent years in a toxic relationship. It wasn't until therapy. Look, congratulations, black man, for going to get therapy.
Hallelujah.
That's how you heal. So it wasn't until therapy that I realized that I would self-sabotage in a relationship because I was used to the chaos. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's good, Vonna Mill? Yes. So on that note, we're gonna end the show. I know it was just getting good, right?
Right. That's what you need to pay attention.
So no, we just gonna be hitting high level when we come on the show. Buddha, we'll go back and forth and so forth, and then what we'll do is we're gonna finish up this conversation on our audio podcast, and we'll post it. We'll just talk back and forth, he and I. And please don't not leave your comments. Share this video. You know what I mean? You know what to do. Show your love how you do best.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let us know what you're sipping on. Let us know how your day was. Let us know about your story. If you have a story that you want to actually talk about, and you want us to share it, we'll do a recap of this show. And we'll talk about your story anonymously, of course. And, we'll get the viewers to chime in on their thoughts on that. So if you got something juicy and gossipy, you want to say
why we in it. He said
why. That. I mean, we don't have to. It's just, it's up to y'all. If y'all letting us know what your this is what it is, hey, we can do what we want to do. This sipping conversation with the Buddha and the baby.
That's it.
So what's up? What you got to say? What you got? You want to talk to your peoples? Drop y'all comments below and we'll stay on a little bit longer. It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, sure.
I'm here for the people.
Oh, well, you can check us out a little later on.
Yeah, so if y'all want to interact, let's go. Let's run it. I'm just saying.
Okay.
We'll run it a little bit longer because it is one of those topics that people do want to talk about. So all right, so we talked about the signs.
Mm-hmm. How do you
heal? How do you move on?
The gentleman said therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Know what I used to do may not work for others.
Get on to somebody else.
That's it.
Toxic. Just as toxic, because guess what? I mean, it worked for you.
It worked.
Apparently,
I didn't give a damn.
Right, but it was toxic. Why? Because you was taking one issue to the next, and you continued that same cycle of toxicity.
I guess if you want to say I took one
toxicity.
Situation, but if I wasn't looking for a relationship, right? Then I'm just going over there beating, beat.
The problem is you weren't making your point clear. You weren't being clear.
Who said I wasn't being clear?
With the woman, you were giving them a false impression of.
Who said I wasn't being clear? If I tell a woman I'm not looking for a relationship, and they continue on, who wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Not me. I done told them.
When you say take a break, yeah, that's what you should do. Take a break. That's what you're saying? How to heal? Take a break,
that's
or
cool.
we take a break.
I guess taking a break would work.
Find yourself.
Find some. Learn, study.
Especially when you in a repetitive cycle. When you find yourself going from one thing, because it get old. Like that shit get old.
Surround yourself with good people. Yeah, positive vibes. Always
get into for the ladies. You can always hit me up, and I'll add you to All About the Ladies, my woman empowerment group, where we talk about different things, and everybody try to put their input in on encouraging and motivating, and you know what I'm saying. The Valentine's brunch and bubbly is going to be on the 22nd of next month.
Why not?
I mean, come out, surround yourself with some good people, eat some food, listen to some music, partake in the vendors, and you know what I'm saying. So
I get it now. I get it. Some people say heal yourself. Some people say heal yourself before you jump up on another woman, and for those people who need that, absolutely.
If you have really,
absolutely,
you definitely need to heal yourself.
I mean,
but you gotta know you need to be healed,
right? Or you can. I mean, I can only speak for me. I can't speak for everybody else. So for me, getting under another woman was all good.
Yep, and see, that's what I was saying. Coming out of toxic relationships, I was afraid not to be alone. So our relationship hopped until I had a nervous breakdown in Nevada. Oh, wow. And see, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, when you come out of it, you in this limbo, like this area of turmoil, because you trying to woulda could you all that woulda coulda shoulda come up. Like, it's like, if I woulda did this, I would have had them $10,000 in the bank that I gave him or gave her, and you know what I'm saying? Or if you with this chick and she was a dead end chick, now you done got 2 babies from her. She crazy as hell.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now you know you got to deal with that angry, bitter baby mama drama.
Oh,
you
yeah.
try to get you a new girlfriend, and you know, and she got to, you know, accept this crap, you know, and then the same and vice versa. Dude get you pregnant, you know what I'm saying? You move on, get you a good man that actually accept your kids and all of that, and y'all trying to live this happy life, and yeah, he up there trying to pull power moves, cause you know, they're my kids, and he better not do this and that with my kids. Bruh.
I don't even understand why we as men, us as men and women, adults, have these ideas like, he better not do nothing around my kids, or she better not be around my kids. So, you know, like, why are you second guess our judgment when we dated or fucked you? Like, what the hell?
That's all that be like water under the bridge when you know, when you ain't the one in the, especially when you see the person doing better. Now, let's say you were hypothetically in a toxic relationship, and then all of a sudden, him or her, you know, the opposite person go on in this relationship and they are flourishing, right? And you're thinking, but we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that, you know, and all of that. So y'all, and truth be told, both of y'all made the relationship toxic, right? And but y'all stayed, and then you skedaddle, okay? And you go and you live in your life, and you realize now, you know, I can't keep doing that shit that I used to do. And you grow up, you're in a different time, you're in a different, you know, the universe has conspired in your favor to see you through and be a better man, be a better woman. And now you doing things different in your new relationship, but that person that you had them 10 years with or 5, you know, you had them years with where it was toxic, can't understand why you doing this for somebody else.
Well, I mean, if you actually took the time out to learn yourself. See, to go along with what you're saying, baby, everybody's different.
Right.
So what I may do with you, I may not do with the next person. Right? I could be better. You know, don't always look at a failed relationship as a bad thing. You know, you should always critique it like you do anything else in life.
Mm-hmm.
Take the good, take the bad, know what you want, know what you don't want, and when you go to the next relationship, apply it.
I mean, theoretically, yeah, but the truth is, we are allowed to mature and grow. You are allowed to do that.
Well,
and it ain't at the discretion of somebody else,
well,
right? So where I am at 5 years ago,
right? You shouldn't be at.
Well, you shouldn't, but you know where I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I was in a different place.
Absolutely.
I had different expectations. I had different goals. I had different perspectives. I had different experiences. So now that I'm in my now, I'm more cultivated, I'm more refined, I'm more mature, I'm more aware, consciously, mentally, physically, spiritually, the whole 9 yards, you know, and I've experienced things a little bit more. I'm not in that same headspace. So yeah, you are right. I probably was in a fucked up place once upon a time. I probably did partake with the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? And I probably should have got left, or I should have, you know, all that should have happened in that, because that's where I was. But in my now,
right,
I ain't done no more. You know, I mean, I'm fully aware, and I take full responsibility that I wasn't always where I am.
And that's something us as adults we need to do. I'm not talking to everybody, but not everybody take accountability of oneself. Right? We don't take accountability of the fuck shit.
No, they don't.
Matter of fact, they forget everything bad. They only want to talk about the good things.
Right.
So like when you on a dating site and you're talking about who you are, explaining yourself about who you are, you don't say
long walks in the park.
You're right.
Sitting by the lake, sipping my herbal tea.
They don't say, hey man, I take an hour and a half to get dressed. You know what I'm saying? So if we got somewhere to go, you know what I'm saying? Shit that'll fucks with you. Or they don't say, they don't like to wash the dishes, every night before they go to bed. They want to leave the dishes for the next day. That fucks with you. That's the shit you need to know.
I need to know your real life you. I don't want to know your representative you. Let me talk to the you. The you.
Yeah. Oh, they leave clothes all over the place. And you like, oh, especially if you're a neat person.
Right.
Like, baby.
I like organized mess.
You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden,
that don't even make sense.
Oh, that makes
Somebody might make sense.
That makes sense to everybody here, I'm sure.
I like organized mess. I don't like mess everywhere. If you gonna have a mess, contain that shit.
Or fellas, there's a lot of fellas that do this. Flirts. No people, they don't talk about how much of a flirt they are. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm a good person, right? You in a relationship now, right? And they still flirting.
Right. I used to be very promiscuous. I think I have promiscuous tendencies. I'm not as bad. And I'm not as bad, right?
I would know.
You do. We talk.
We talk about everything, yeah.
But I did. Partly because I didn't give a fuck. I had a really, I don't care attitude. I felt like, hey, maybe what you're not doing something that's satisfying enough.
Toxic.
Very, you know what I'm saying? I would push
narcissism.
Very.
That was the first thing I talked about.
Very. I was. And I was very arrogant about it, because back to what I said earlier about being independent,
Yeah.
I held my own. I could stand in the paint and hold my own. And what?
So, but, right. But the hardest thing about being in a toxic relationship, right, in my opinion, is those finessers and those guys, those people who they like to change the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Finesse
steered in their direction.
Right. So you won't even know you're in a toxic relationship because it's always your fault.
Yeah, it's always a way to make it like, well, if you would have just, well, why didn't you? I don't like my shoes on the right. I like my shoes on the left, and you gonna go put my shoes on the left? I'm sorry. See, and then they talk to you.
You're right. Oh, they get caught cheating, right? Knee deep, ass in the air. Well, if you would have been doing it this way, I would have cheated.
All right. Meanwhile, I don't even know you like that. So how can I do something that I don't even know you like? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we not talking? And then another thing, people, let's get this clear, okay, for the record. It's not really necessarily on the topic, but when we say communicate, it's you can talk.
Like communicate about everything.
Not just that. That's not my point. My point is people can fry chicken with their mouth. That shit'll sound real fly, right? You need to be able not just to talk. You got to be able to comprehend.
I don't know if I want to point at me or you.
You got to be able to, you got to have comprehension. You got to be able to understand what you're saying. You need to be able to articulate to get your point across and where the other person receives the message. Y'all have to exchange dialogue.
Well, hold on. Somebody said something. I want to say this is Bible. A man said some will leave a toxic relationship and go to the next relationship, venting the blueprint on how to screw you over.
I don't know how you got screwed. And then they turn around and then you do it. Is that what you're saying? How
That's
you
right.
find the real? Mm-hmm.
That's right. You done told the man how to screw you over better than the first person.
Basically. And that's what I be telling the ladies. Stop telling all the good juju out the gate, because you know he look good, you know,
he smell good,
and he, you know what I'm saying, he do all the things that you've been dreaming of. Woo, I got him.
Because he heard everything you say.
You know,
he's just a good listener. That's all he was.
And a manipulator, a finesser, you know, they come into your dreams.
See how she pointed at me? Let me tell you why. Because I'm a rich woman fantasy and a poor woman's dream.
So, you know, so that's why it's very healthy, ladies and gentlemen, to, if you know, like I asked a question in my group about, you know, not that using relationships from like TV shows as like that's setting the bar, but if you are like a gauging point at least, you know, like I know I don't want to talk about the Huxtables, but I just want to just use them as an example.
You can talk about them.
I know, I'm just saying, you know, because I don't want nobody to beat me up, all right? But
I guarantee you everybody went to sleep on time when he was ready to do his thing.
You stupid. But my point I'm making is, you know, if you have never experienced love and, you know, you had this idea, this illusion of what a relationship would look like, you know, the husband, the wife, and then the kids, and a nice home, and you know, and you have game night, and all those different things, you know. At the very, I was just thinking, like, is that maybe like, could you use that even if you never experienced it, but if you're watching it on TV, you like, oh man, I want that. So then you go out and you know, when you start getting in dating and stuff like that, are you, you know?
I mean,
could you use that?
But see, but that's what they call false advertisement. There, like the Huxtables, as good as the Cosby were, that's false advertisement because you never really see them motherfuckers argue.
They fault. The siblings fault.
I'm talking about the parents.
They had disagreements, but then they sat down and they talked about it.
Come on, man. That's not how most families work it out. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, what I'm saying is, I was just saying, all right, if you were in that.
So I'm asking you this question.
You know,
did you ever see Bill Cosby, Mr. Huxtable, right?
What's that man's name?
Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Listen, you supposed to roll with it, baby. That's what you supposed to do. Teammate.
I am teammate.
So, you ever seen him look at another woman in a way like, damn, she fine? Other than his wife?
Well, there was a time that it was a time.
There's some real trees. You walking down the street, damn, you gonna do it?
Well, you don't supposed to do that.
Yes. Yes, you are. You supposed to say, look, baby, she.
No, you don't. No, the hell you don't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time out. Do not do that, okay? What you can do is glance and turn your head, all right? You cannot draw full attention, okay? That is unacceptable.
Hey, listen, man.
Okay?
All I'm saying is,
unless y'all both okay.
Real life situations happen. You know, you find yourself with a woman come on to you, right? And how do you handle that? I couldn't find that out watching the Huxtables.
I was just talking about the relationship, period. Like, just a gauging point. I didn't say that's what you do. I'm just saying as a gauge.
What I learned from them, that the kids was all terrible for the most part. The kids were terrible, and you got to figure out a way to make them right. And they like to sing at family functions, right? He liked to eat hoagies and drink apple juice.
That's what you got from it. And somebody else may have received something different. So,
but I get it. But you know, for me, I'm a
anime man.
For me, I mean, I like, you know, I'm a man's man. I'm gonna look.
Yeah.
Sometimes
there's nothing wrong with looking, but see where it becomes toxic is when it's disrespectful.
Say what?
When you're being inappropriate. When I am here right? I'm right here, and yet you are over there. And I'm not saying physically. I'm right here. You're right where you are, but yet you're all the way over there.
Oh.
And I'm sitting here like,
is that disrespectful?
Hell yeah.
Why?
Oh, okay, do it. I'm gonna show you.
Why is
do it.
Like, come on.
Y'all want to see Booty do it?
So what you saying is a man can't admire beauty?
There's a difference in admiration, okay?
Admiration? How's that?
And disrespect.
Hold on. How you supposed to admire something? Like if you see a brand new car, you're like, "Ooh, that car look dope."
Now you ain't gonna.
That ain't disrespectful, is it? What's
That's
the
a car.
difference?
That is a human, okay? You are now. You get the person's my attention. I'm just using us, y'all. You get my attention, like that lady is very pretty over there, okay? You know, and then I'm gonna look over and I'm like, she is. She's really beautiful. All right, we're done.
That's what it is. I can't get another look.
I mean, you know.
I can't get another look. I can't say hello.
You're not leaving. Where you going? You gonna get up and go? No. Now you crossed the line of disrespect.
I don't have to get over. Hey, how you doing, miss?
No, ma'am.
You look nice
No, sir.
today. No, I can't even compliment.
Men and women don't do that. No. Now, granted, if y'all lock eyes, okay, or y'all are in the close proximity crossing, that's different. But you will not go out of your way to get this person's attention when you're in your relationship. Okay. Now it's not that I'm just using me. It's not that I'm not confident or I'm insecure. It's totally none of that. And y'all know how y'all. I'm just using this as an example, but it's not that. I'm just saying there's a line of disrespect and inappropriate, and so when you cross it.
So fellas,
we're gonna have a discussion.
Keep your head at 12 and 6.
You ain't gotta do that, but you ain't gotta be like this. I'm gonna tell y'all, and this is just being me, being real, being accountable, being true. Okay, I was inappropriate and very disrespectful in front of him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Any other time, any other year, or probably any other man would have probably tried to put their hands on me.
They would have gave you some cake at him, eh?
Have some cake at him, eh? You know what I'm saying? He'd
eat the cake.
You want to be with old boy? You want to be with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, probably would have got a little feisty with me, you know? And meanwhile, I really wasn't I wasn't being intentional on the inappropriate. I did one of them numbers like, woo! I saw that nice car. But it wasn't a car. So
check this out.
It happens.
So when it happened, right? When it happened, I laid the diagram and foundation how you should react. Now, how did I react, baby?
First of all, when y'all got a man that watch you cross the room, be careful. Men and women, all right? Just saying. But he was cool about it, like I really truly didn't realize that I had
lost her shit.
And it was at the moment that we locked eyes that I was like, ooh, okay.
This is real. It's happening right now.
My bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there was nothing. I had nothing on it. But we talked, it wasn't no friction or nothing like that. And then I was like, I got to show my friend, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't believe I really did this, like, boldly. I did it boldly, but unintentionally. So, my man, took a picture with the dude. Because there was no way for me, like, I wanted to take a picture, but it would be too awkward because he ain't never met me, the guy, you know what I'm saying? So he takes a picture with the guy so I can get a picture to show my friend so I can let her know and tell her this story that I'm telling you all. How I lost my shit in front of my man.
I laid the groundwork on how it should be done. Defense risk.
He did a good job. I mean, you know, I don't think I did that again. I don't think I did anything. Did I do it again?
Absolutely, baby.
Not to that magnitude.
Oh, yeah. I catch you all the time.
But not like that. That was overly exceptional that day.
But it's fine though. I'm cool.
But he does too. He does what he do. But we got an understanding with each other, you know. And it's not like, oh, you can do what you want to do and all this. It's none of that. Because we definitely don't have a toxic relationship. We're transparent. We communicate. Not just communicate, like I just said. We talk to have an understanding, you know,
right,
with each other. And there's agree to disagree moments. There's compromise, you know. And we work through these things. You know, one of the things, back to what we were saying a little bit earlier, you know, how do you go beyond, you know, that transition? Mm-hmm. I said it very clear. I'm not them. I was using my big girl words. I am not them. Let's get that understood out the gate. So I don't know what your intentions are, but or what you think you might be trying to do, but you cannot come for me because this ain't gonna end well.
I can't.
I mean, you can come
over and over.
Y'all know what I'm saying. So he had past toxic relationships, you know, that he was, you know, that he dealt with.
So,
I transitioned him, helped transition him.
Here's the truth, right? I was in toxic relationships before, but guess what? I believe at the end of the day, I was the main ingredient of the toxicity. Point blank. Me being who I was.
Right.
Was the main thing. I was a dick slanger. And I only cared about moi.
And me.
So,
baby. No, I'm just playing.
No, so when I get in relationships, I'm not necessarily, you know, in my main idea is not to make sure they're good. Just to make sure I'm straight.
Right.
And if I'm straight, may not always agree with their straightness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The alignment wasn't there.
Right.
So now with the alignment being there and you have the desire to want to be in a better place,
right,
you know, because it starts with that. You got to want to be in a better place.
It starts with that and understanding what role you played in the debauchery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's taking accountability.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you know, am I going to stay in that place or am I going to move on? You know, it may be so deeply rooted that you may have to get therapy. You know what I'm saying? Or it may just be you could just take a sabbatical and, you know what I'm saying, and just be off the scene and just really focus on you.
And don't be afraid to talk to your dick.
Just stop. Stop. Don't do that. Don't,
say, hey man, why'd you do that, man?
That's not.
Come on. It was, you know better than this.
I'm so done. All right. I'm done with him. No, take a sabbatical.
Yeah.
Just go with that. Okay. And while you on your sabbatical, you'll be able to have discussions with any parts of your body that you deem necessary. Okay.
Yeah, talk to them.
Right. Pick up journaling.
Right.
Go start that trade that you thought you wanted. You know, that little part-time job you wanted to go learn how to sew. Something that you put aside on because you were trying to appease somebody else. You know, and things like that. Do something. Do anything.
Talk to yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Take some time with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, go get a massage.
What I did.
Get a massage. Go have you some ice cream. You know, whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Go on vacation. Whatever. You know, you can do that. But definitely, before you go on and move into another relation, you start. It's nothing wrong with dating, but when you actually transition it from dating to a relationship, don't you're gonna want to keep it real. And like they said earlier, you got to tell yourself that dirty truth. You know what I'm saying? Because be your own self. You got to face all your bullshit. Like you got to say, I ain't shit.
You ain't shit.
I'm an ain't shit chick. I'm just saying, like,
be real with it. Cause how you gonna put the pieces together if you don't know what's broken?
But then, just because you wasn't shit at a point in time, don't mean I gotta take you for being ain't shit.
Don't mean you can't never be that steak again. It looked good when you ate it, tastes good. But then it came out to be something else. Don't mean you can't be that steak again.
You could be great. You ain't gotta be a well done. You can be medium rare. You know what I'm saying? And you still steak. Just saying, you know what I'm saying? Put some caramelized onion on you, know what I'm saying? A little green pepper. You can spice it up on the side. Anyway, all right, y'all. We're done. All right. I hope all of you all had a wonderful evening listening to Sipping in Conversation with Buddha and Baby. Tonight's topic was toxic relationships. How to recognize signs. What can you do to heal, move on, move forward, and so forth and so on. For tonight, special night, since we extended our show, we won't do our audio streaming. We'll just make sure we have this episode uploaded to our audio platforms in lieu of what we would normally do with our conversations, which the good, beautiful thing about having our show is that we have the luxury of doing what we want to do.
Blah.
Okay, so anyway, where can you find us? www.buddhaandbaby.com is our website.
Right.
We are on all the major platforms: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, obviously Facebook, all the audio platforms that I've mentioned. I'll make sure, or Buddha make sure, that we drop our link tree, which on Linktree, it has all of the platforms that we're on, all of them, okay? It'll be in one place, one link, boom, 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 click where you want to click, one link, one click. How about that? And that's how you can find us. If you ever in doubt, you can go Google. Hey, Google, where's that Sipping in Conversations? And
it's gonna bless you.
And we'll be there. Period, Pooh. I'm just saying.
All
right. Who knew?
But to piggyback,
what you got, Buddha?
All I got is to add to what she's saying. So the 20th February 22nd, brunch and bubbly, and if your man needs a haven to hang out and get it off his chest, he can meet us that night at the house.
He needs to actually put the information. I'll get him straight. So you men folk will actually have a poster of where, well, not the actual address, but something to say the time. You need to make sure you bring appetizers, or you can actually submit a contribution payment to $ Sipping in Convo, which is the Cash App, or you can Zelle. And if you're interested, you can hit me up or hit him up, and I'll make sure you get that, and then he'll be able to get all of the things that you're gonna want
cigars and
for y'all shenanigans for
that's
church.
That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna drink cigars. We're gonna drink cognac, smoke cigars. That's what we're gonna do.
And and what they call Stacy calls have church.
That's what she said.
Okay. So with that being said, I will have to find myself a safe haven, and baby girl will have to have a safe haven, because we can't be here for church.
Amen to that.
All right. But I will, early in the daytime, you all know, go to the event tab on the page up there in the top, event tab, and it will say all about the ladies. This is a ladies event. However, all the men are more than welcome to submit a donation.
Yes.
Okay. You are able to submit a donation. There is, when you go to the ticket link, click on donation, and you're always welcome to donate to our event.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Are you ready, baby?
I'm ready.
All right.
All right. So, same time next week, same energy.